Water. It's the lifeblood of planet Earth, our single most valuable asset. It's so important that these days water restrictions are not just a possibility sometimes whispered about, but a fact of life we all must learn to live with. Everyone is being asked to do their part to save life's most precious resource, and almost no other industry is more squarely in the crosshairs of water authorities than the nursery and landscape industry. Hi, I'm Todd Late, plant breeder and founder of Ausbreed Turf and ornamental plant breeding in Australia. For decades, us Aussies have lived with the reality of water shortages and water restrictions. Lack of water has helped shape our whole breeding program. The other major factors have been low maintenance, functionality and plant reliability. It is these aspects that drive myself and other professional breeders that I work with to develop tough landscape green life. By far our most successful program to date is a collection of Australian grass-like plants we call the Ausbreed range, which is known as the Tuffy collection in the US. These plants have become very popular in Australia because they give designers and homeowners the look and feel of an ornamental grass, only with the huge benefit of being much more drought and frost tolerant compared to other true ornamental grasses. But best of all, they only need trimming every 3 to 6 years. Evergreen plants are loved in the landscape. Even when winter temps dip into the upper teens, these plants are still as green as they were on the first day of summer. Each year, millions of these Tuffy plants are specified on projects around Australia, in the USA and around the world. Over the next few minutes, I want to share a TV interview I've done and share some of the best plants in the Tuffy range. Oh, by the way, you guys in America call some of our varieties by different names. So keep in mind that Lomandra tunica is known as Lomandra breeze in the US, and Dianella Little Jess is called Little Becca in your parts.
One of Australia's most successful plant breeders is Todd Late. He's got a whole basket full of ornamental Australian plants to his credit, as well as some turf grass varieties.
I'd have to say Lomandra tunica has to be my favourite. It's just so soft and beautiful and so tough, surviving on very, very little water. Casa Blue's a real showpiece. It has beautiful blue foliage which sets off any garden, and it has the most magnificent blue flowers. Tas Red's one of those plants that works in the colder environments, works very well in Queensland, even in the shade. It's just a really good foliage plant that looks at home in any garden.
Now, Little Rev was one of my personal favourites.
Absolutely, it really looks nice in amongst a garden or as a border plant. Well, most of our breeding is done through natural seedling selection. We actually often grow thousands and thousands of a variety of plant just to get one new type.
So obviously the essence is in the selection process.
That's correct. To get a beautiful plant, you need to do lots and lots of plants to get just one good one. In spring 2012, Tunica had its 10th birthday as the best landscape plant in Australia. Its popularity keeps rising, whether it's for a home garden or a large commercial development. So why is it so popular? Is it its clean, fine, dark green foliage and its bright golden flowers that make it a vast improvement over common Lomandra? Is it its evergreen foliage in cold frost and its legendary drought tolerance? No other Lomandra has ever come close, and the ones that also have fine foliage simply never stay as clean. If you want green and not straw brown in cold, heat and drought, then Tunica is the best and most reliable choice. Lomandra longifolia Catrinus deluxe is one of the most drought-tough plants in the world. Not only has it got a finer leaf than most other Lomandra longifolia, but it also has more flowers. Look at the masses of yellow flowers on these plants. Catrinus deluxe tolerates most soil types and is more frost tolerant than most Lomandra. In more humid regions, it is best to avoid using this plant in periodically saturated soils or depressed areas. In non-humid areas, this is not a concern. Catrinus deluxe handles full sun and moderate to slightly heavy shade. It is widely used as a roadside plant in Australia, New Zealand and the USA. Tas Red is one tough, adaptable and reliable Australian native. It's the best performing, biggest selling Dianella tasmanica in Australia. It has really beautiful flowers and great colour contrast with changing foliage colours throughout the year. It is best suited to non-humid regions, but does well in Sydney if planted in the shade. Well, Casa Blue has masses of flowers, more than any other Dianella. Casa Blue's form is more of a clumping Dianella cerulean rather than spreading. Its stunning blue foliage and highly desirable size and shape make it the ideal plant for commercial landscape and home garden designs, especially for South Australia, Victoria, Western Australia, the ACT and California in the US, where it works in most soil types and conditions, including windswept coastal areas or hot, dry inland conditions. Little Becca is widely used for mass planting in the USA. That's because this little plant is just so tough. Little Becca flowers really well and looks nice and tidy. On a roadside planting, it might need pruning after 5 years, but in a domestic situation, it helps to prune it every 3 years or so. Just cut it back to the ground in spring or autumn. Little Becca is the most reliable Dianella for the USA. Little Becca has excellent humidity tolerance and good cold tolerance. Little Becca works well in California. In the southeast of the USA, in places like Florida, Little Becca is by far the most reliable Dianella when it comes to humidity.